warm welcome. This is Markus Termin, Astrologisches Stundenbuch, Astrological Book of the Hours. We write the date of the 8th of January 2024. This is a day with a fine Earth trine energy in between Capricorn Sun and the Moon in Taurus. Moon in Taurus is usually a friendly moon, inviting people to come together and to get together. The energy in general has also changed because two major players, Mercury and Mars, have changed signs. You can see that Mercury used to be in the sign of Sagittarius, having this great reception to Jupiter, which brought an upcoming of knowledge, information, getting out of the false information and things like that. This period is now at the end because Mercury changes signs right now. He's into the sign of Capricorn now. He's not into Sagittarius anymore. So there's no reception anymore. The information and wisdom time came to an end, and as Mercury goes over to the sign of Capricorn, we're going to see results now. This is the outcome of the thinking has to be put out. Interesting enough, you might not have heard so much about the big changes in the so-called legacy media, and that the reason for that is because they completely failed, they lost, they don't have no clue on how to speak about the coming times because they are just not in charge anymore. That's the basic situation. If you want to have valuable information, go to the independent news, go to the independent journalists and independent blogs. This is where the life is actually. So this is the one energy. Mercury drifted to the sign of Capricorn. Have a look at what Capricorn means in your chart to see where do you get the messages from, which field of your personal activities is being put in the foreground. And the second is Mars in its retrogradeness came from the bold sign of Leo back to the sign of Cancer. Now, the one good thing is that we can say about that, Venus, who shifted recently from Aquarius to the sign of Pisces, also ending the reception in between Venus and Uranus. Venus now is in a trine energy to Mars because Mars is in the sign of Cancer, Venus in the sign of Pisces. This is a trine energy. Venus in the sign of Pisces is a very lovely take. Those of you who are born in the late days of February, last week of February, they will profit from the Venus in over their suns. Actually, those of you who are born around the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th of March have to get along with Saturn over their sun. The last time Saturn hits the sun, and this is the most important time because it puts out all the results of what has been, kind of chewed through by Saturn, what has to be dropped of ego plans and whatever you can imagine. However, the energy in between the Sun in Capricorn and the Moon in the sign of Taurus is positive for stable grounds, for the realization of a plan that we could or should have for 25. A lot of people said, also astrologer, 25 is again one of those footstep years to lead into 2026, which will be the year where actually really things pop out to happen. I do agree to that, but still we have a look at interesting aspects of 2025. Now this is the impact, the first impact of Neptune in the sign of Aries, which will happen already at the end of March. Neptune, of course, later on will crawl back to its home sign Pisces, but in Aries we're going to see the new vision and the new opening up for new spirituality and new religion. This is going to happen this year. This is going to start this year. A whole lot of things are going to come out. And the UFO thing, on one side, the fake UFO thing happening now with drones, and there's a big psycho operation going on at the East Coast in the United States covering up the real UFO thing. And maybe that is what is going to come out when, again, Saturn a little later on is going to hit the sign of Aries at the same time. Not at the same time, but here, this is the chart for it. This is the 25th of May, you know, when Saturn first will go into Aries. Again, they will both crawl back to Pisces this year. Also, this shows that there's a going forth and there's a going back. You know, this is all included 2025. But interesting enough, whenever Saturn changes the sign, there's going to be a major change in atmosphere. You might realize that at the same time Mars will be back in Leo again, making a fire trine to the Aries energies. So this is an interesting time, and if you need a schedule in your calendar to say when are we going to make the start, you know, the beginning of things, why not do it with Saturn in the sign of Aries? If you do so, because Saturn is not Jupiter, you have to take care to count every single tool and nail you have to start things. You have to be very clear, very strict, very concentrated, and very how do you say, disciplined. You know, this is it. And if you do so, Saturn in the sign of Aries isn't a bad take. All right, so looking at that, today's energy is fine. I picked a tarot card today, which is this one. You know, this is the Six of the Cups. It's a lovely card. It's a card of a peaceful and a nice energy in the day. Hope to see you tomorrow. This is Markus Termin speaking at the 8th of January 2025.